Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Kid Super, everybody!
What's good, man? Do you prefer being called Kid Super or by the government name?
No, if you know me,
Yeah.
but you call me my name, but my name is Column.
Yeah.
And it's a weird spelling, so everybody kind of says it wrong.
Yeah, there's vowels missing.
There's a lot of vowels missing.
Yeah.
So,
But
that's
it's-
another fun thing where it's like, how well do you know me? It's like,
Right.
oh, it's Column. Then it's like,
Yeah,
not too
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Kid
yeah.
Super, not that well. But I never really introduce myself as Kid Super. Feels like, does Superman introduce himself as Superman? I guess when he's wearing the...
Yeah, he probably would not say his real
as
name,
Clark.
right? Yeah.
That'd be...
Yeah.
Damn,
Fuck.
I gave it up.
Whoopsie.
Day one.
Maybe I should. I don't know. But yeah, I usually introduce myself
Well, that's
as
a good
Colin.
question because people do call you Kid Super.
Yeah.
Is Kid Super you or is it the brand?
I think both are quite intertwined now, but in this, it was like a little bit of an exaggerated version of who I was when I started. I was like 14, 15 when I started selling t-shirts and I looked like I was 8. So I really was like this Kid Super character. That
You
was
look
like,
14, 15 now,
yeah,
dude.
so, exactly. So I was like really young
Yeah.
looking as a kid. And so the Kid Super thing was an alter exaggerated ego of what I was. And it was funny because when I started it, I remember thinking like, man, it's so childish and so like streetwear. It's kind of limiting of what it could be. But then as it grew, it slowly kind of pushed me to do crazy, amazing things. So I was like, man, if I called the brand Kid Super, I should be Kid Super. And it was kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a really cool way. And
You
now-
manifested it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not like a huge like vision board manifest guy, which like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But I do write to-do list and try to accomplish the goals.
This is now, what is it? Diary of a CEO? Or
Yeah.
This podcast is going to go 4 hours.
Wait.
You're going to give us
Now I gotta be British and pensive?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So my I wake up at 5 a.m. and run.
Yeah.
You're that dude that puts his face in the ice water.
What's it? Between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's one day.
Yeah. Those are always
38
hilarious.
days. I love those guys.
And also they're like only successful for podcasting.
Yeah.
I really don't understand like the self-help people that all they do is self-help.
Right. Anyone
It's like-
that's done enough to tell you what they do for self-help is too busy
Yeah,
to tell you
I'm
what
like-
they do for self-help.
Yeah, like even Tony Robbins, is that's his name,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's only been Tony Robbins.
Yeah, he's
but
the guy on
supposedly
stage.
he is incredible. I've never experienced it, but he's
Gullible
supposedly
people say that. That's my theory.
I'm not buying a ticket. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I don't know.
Dude,
So-
it changed your. I met some guy who came into the store the other day, and he had the bracelet from like 6 years ago when he went to a Tony Robbins, and
Wow.
it changed his complete life. So
Jesus.
Well, 'cause
not
that
knocking
dude
him.
was a bum before.
Well, yeah, he wasn't like.
You just need someone to tell you, I don't know, maybe drink water. And all of a sudden, this guy changed my life. Yeah.
Well,
why? Because he has a raspy voice?
Now, what if you get Tony Robbins on the show?
I'ma
dude?
tell him, yo, you're
shooting
whack.
yourself in the foot.
Yeah, you've been lying to people for years, but you've been helping them, so it's all good.
You were mentioning about even a streetwear brand being kind of like limiting, and that's
Yeah.
one of the questions I want to ask you because you are one of the most versatile people I ever met. So we got connected the first time we spoke, well, a couple of years ago. Our friend Andrew Schulz connected us because he was like, Colin is big into football, into soccer,
Yeah.
and then when I looked more into it, and then you were messaging with us, and you were like, "Yo, I want to meet Ronaldinho."
Yeah.
This is a
You
couple
and I
years
have
ago.
this we have this in common. Both of us are on Ronaldinho's feed. How crazy is that?
What's better than that? I thought you were going to say both of us want to marry Ronaldinho.
No,
And I was going to be
yeah.
like, yeah, that's completely true.
It might happen. He's
Yeah.
got like 18 wives.
Exactly. That's what I was telling him. I was like, just add me in there.
Yeah, we get thinking that.
So it was surreal, and Alexis mentioning the word manifest because we were speaking. This must have been, I could pull up a second. It's probably like 3 years ago, 3 years ago. And you're like, oh, my dream is to like meet Ronaldinho. And then like 6 weeks later, I see you meet Ronaldinho, and you're like a child.
Yeah, it's his lock
It's
screen.
my lock screen.
Do not zoom on what that text was. We're going to have to blur that
the
bottom
text-
part out.
The text was good.
Okay.
But it really, I think even in that moment, because I heard of the brand Kid Super, but I
Yeah.
didn't know you personally. I'm not as plugged into fashion as Alexis might be.
I'm a bit more tapped in, yeah.
So, but the first time I think saw you was when you there was like a fashion show, I think I don't know where it was. I think it was in Paris. And you did a comedy show.
Yeah.
And they all wore your designs and stuff like that. And I think Schulz was there. Stavros was there.
Stavros, which I had to sew 2 jackets together.
This is my question, because I saw Colin at the in the suite, and I said to him, I go, hey, I got 2 of your jackets. I put them on the XXL, but I can't really close them. And what Colin did next was tickle my belly, which is to say, that's not my fault, buddy. That seems a little bit of a you problem. But the reason I bought the jackets was like, I've worn KidSuper stuff before, so I guess maybe they were just oversized, the other stuff. But when I saw Stavros on stage, I said, bruh, I'm double X. He might be 4X. If you got stuff for Stavros, I know you got stuff for me. And then you told me you Frankensteined a bunch of clothing.
So this is the funny thing. So when you make clothes for Fashion Week, you usually just make like a medium, right? Because that's what the models are.
Let's go right here. I'm a model. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Hey, good for you, Papa.
And so what I do for Fashion Week is I make a medium and an XL. And between those 2 sizes, you can kind of get,
there we go.
You can get everyone. But for Fashion Week, for the comedian ones, we were booking them so late because comedians at the time were hard to book. We didn't know who was going to be available or not.
Yeah.
So I didn't know Stavros or who was going to say yes. So I just had made maybe this should fit most.
Right.
And then Stavros agreed, and he comes and
this is peak fat Stavros. This is before even the first attempt to lose weight.
He's as tall as he is wide.
Yeah.
And we're looking at him, and like, all jokes aside, we were like, what are we going to do? Because we didn't want to disrespect him either.
Course.
And he's obviously a comedian and funny, and he knows his size. But we had to sew an XL on his right arm and a large on his left arm. And the back were just 2 jackets, like arms, and then we threw like a huge coat over, and he came out, and it ended up being like absolutely perfect.
He looked great.
But it was, we were like, ooh, and we have that jacket like still in the archive where it's like
this massive jacket. I might have to buy it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. We launched the New York City FC kit last year. They flew us to LA. We did a whole photo shoot, and they forgot the XXL kit. They only had an extra large, and the lady's like putting her arms in it, and the stylist, and she's like, "It should be fine." I'm stretching. I'm like, "Lady, that is not gonna work."
You don't know how I'm built.
I put it on. Looks like sausage skin. I mean, you see the outline of my areola. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Yo, it's not gonna work." So they cut the back and they taped it.
Yeah,
and I put a jacket over it. But I was like, again, as a comic, I'm like, I'm gonna be able to go on stage and tell this in a very funny way. But right now, this kind of sucks. This kind of sucks.
It's the motivation you need to,
Stop fat shaming me, KidSuper.
Well, everybody, when it's funny because sometimes big guys are always like, "Hey, KidSuper, like I need the problem with making like a double or triple XL. There's not a lot of you.
Yeah.
So you're like, I made 10 and I only sold 3.
Right.
And now what do I do with 7 blankets,
Gift it to me. And I will wear it on the show.
So I was telling people, I'm like, we got hats.
Yeah.
Maybe some socks.
No, Uniqlo is a hat store for me.
For sure. That's amazing.
He's like, how do I make my customers fatter?
Well, I want to give you some credit because I'm not sure you changed music and comedy. Are you aware of that?
I don't know if I'll give myself all the credit, but that's pretty cool to hear.
I'll tell the story in a rush. Russ, the rapper, you let him use your down. You let him live below your store, right?
This is true. This is a crazy Mandela effect.
Bro, you are the butterfly of the butterfly effect.
I am.
So I'll give everyone. So Russ goes to live in your studio. He decides no major labels want me, so I'm just going to make a song every week and put it out.
So that's even better. So look, I'll give you even more context.
I love this. Okay.
So
Russ, we're going to bring this around a comedy.
This is great. This is great. So Russ dropped 11 albums on like Dat Piff.
Yeah.
All these random sites, blah, blah. And then
SoundCloud,
he was trying to drop it on SoundCloud, but it was just so much music.
Yeah.
And he had probably like 1,000 Instagram followers, which is like the smallest amount you can basically have if you're older than 12.
Yeah.
So then he's looking at his plays, and his best songs are usually around the 8th song. But he keeps looking at the plays, and the number 1 plays is the first song. So he's like, damn it, that people aren't listening the whole time. Why am I dropping these albums? I could just drop 1 song. And so he starts dropping 1 song instead of, a whole album. So then he's, at the time, we meet him and I'm like, I'll direct a music video for you because you need help on the visuals and all that stuff. And so he comes over and I had just finished a recording studio that I built by hands in my basement, but I had built
The basement of a clothing store.
Yeah.
and it was like, I built it by hand, like screws, even
Why?
because even flashback farther. I converted my sophomore year dorm into a store. I get in trouble with the dean of housing. They're like, get out of the
This is
dorm.
NYU.
NYU. They're like,
By
get
the way,
out.
he went to school with Nico Cantor.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nico
what a
was on
small world.
he was like the second string goalie or third string
Yeah.
goalie. And I called him Mayonesa.
Yeah.
Because he has this amazing song that he would sing, and his father is also
Andres Cantor.
yeah. And so he was
I
always
worked
like,
with him for 2 years on Golazo.
Okay,
every
and
morning.
he was always
I've
like,
learned to love him.
yeah.
I
But
love
he always
Nico.
was saying he's going to be a commentator, and we're like, I guess is that even like possible? And now he's like such a commentator.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's incredible. But so anyways, I'm at NYU selling out of my dorm room. I get kind of kicked out of my dorm room for it. I look on Craigslist for the whole summer trying to find a spot. I found a spot in Brooklyn that has a bathtub as one of its images. I'm like, I could totally live there. So I move in there with a girlfriend at the time. And then I was going to say something funny, but
It's a comedy show, buddy. Go for it.
She's not dead, but she's dead. No.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
How
Shout
they
out.
should be.
Shout out to Tony Ann. Let's go.
No
but-
government names.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But so then I have this store. I have my classes set up Monday, Tuesday. I'm working the store Wednesday to Sunday, and no one's coming in.
The store is the apartment you moved into?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but it's got a storefront, and I'm like, I thought you just start a store and people start coming. Like that's how this works. But I was in the middle of nowhere underneath the train. And so I'm like, okay, I got to get people to come here. And I was like, how can I make this more of like a creative space than a store? And so hence I built the recording studio.
Gotcha.
And so anyways, I build this recording studio. Russ comes, he's from Atlanta, and he's like, man, this is like New York. You can hear the train tracks while you're recording. Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, that sucks, or doesn't it? And he's like, nah, this is inspiring, blah, blah. And so he ends up
Low key, he's actually from Secaucus, New Jersey originally.
when he was born. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he had moved a lot as
Yeah, he
he
did.
lived
Yeah,
in Virginia for a little bit, I think. But then he he's like, yeah, can I crash here for a little bit? I'm like, dude, crash as long as you want.
Yeah.
7 months later, he's kind of still in my basement. And the cool thing is he's like super hardworking, and I'm also hardworking. So we'd like wake up, work all day, and I'd be like, yo, you got a song? He's like, yeah, yo, you got this? And so we were really, it was a very like fun time period.
But he changed the game by releasing that one
So
song.
he's releasing one song, but we're good at graphics. So Foda starts making these colored, who lives above, he lives
Yeah.
on the second floor. And so he starts dropping these albums with this stylized artwork, which like everything's now tied in, starts working. Then there's a failing comic by the name of Andrew Schulz.
Yeah.
Who also is a hard worker.
Also.
But it's not, the comedy's not really working, but he's like, okay, analyzing everything, and he's a smart guy. He starts looking at the success of Russ, and he's like, Russ drops a song once a week. That maybe I should drop a clip a week.
So let me tell you something. When I found out Andrew Schulz was friends with you, it was like Dangerous Mind. It all came to, because the way Andrew Schulz will tell you
Yeah.
is that he was at home
Yeah.
touching an orb. And it came to him to release a bit every week. And I go, man, that sounds a lot like the Russ thing. And Russ was in KidSuper's basement.
Yeah.
I think he got this from Russ. So Russ, because he was allowed to stay at your place, decided to release a song every week, and that inspired Andrew Schulz to release a bit every week, and now he's changed comedy because you let Russ change music.
I actually, in a weird way, this is 100% true.
You changed both industries.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Well
Yeah.
put. No, we didn't.
But it's the Andrew Schulz thing is true because I met Schulz after Russ.
Yeah.
And Schulz hit me up on Instagram and was like, yo, we're really inspired by what you and Russ are doing out in the store. Can we come over? And they came over and talked, and like, yeah, he explained the whole thing.
It's great.
But shout out to both Russ and Schulz for just putting their head down.
No,
and
100%.
Sure.
They deserve all the credit as well. But it wouldn't have happened if you didn't
No,
start selling clothes.
I deserve all.
Yeah, exactly.
If you didn't turn your dorm room into a bodega or whatever you were doing up
Actually,
there.
I have never thought about it as much as you guys just said it, but I have revolutionized
There
two
it is,
industries.
bro.
As comedians, I'm thinking, what would Kid Super do now if he was still poor? I need to do that with my comedy.
That's
Colin,
actually pretty cool.
How okay? Well, how are you gonna revitalize the soccer podcast?
Yeah.
Game? Throw
I don't know
some-
about the soccer podcast game, but I do think we're like this thing that I did really actively try to revolutionize, and I'm still trying, is soccer.
You're wearing one of
And
your
it- and
kits.
it's why I want to give you
in the U.S. soccer, I might be give me a little bit of
bro.
This is what our MO. This is the 10th
And-
anniversary of our podcast, and our whole goal is to raise the popularity of the sport.
Yeah.
exactly. And you are sort of like you're weirdly the embodiment of like everything this show is about, right? So whether soccer, comedy, and obviously fashion when it
Bad
comes
decision
to
maker with storefronts.
yeah.
and soccer and football when it comes to kids. And I'm wearing one of your shirts. We went to Germany. We were just in Germany about 3 weeks ago, and we were in Dortmund. And just there's something surreal about, like, obviously we met in person yesterday at the NYCFC game, but as someone that we know, being so influential to the game, like we all love. And out in Germany, people are just rocking your designs. Everybody, the Dortmund like front office, everybody was talking about you and stuff like that.
It's crazy.
But this, we can talk about just sort of the journey, but just specific to football. I mean, you are clearly very passionate about it, but can we talk about the origins of how you got into this game?
If you ask my parents what they thought I was going to be as a kid, and they would say a soccer player.
Yeah.
And so I was always soccer kid, and I grew up moving a lot. So every time I'd move, the first thing I'd do would join a soccer team. And that was like my whole foundation of friends, personality, what I wore, etc. And so when I moved back to like after high school, I went a year to Brazil to play soccer. Then I played in college. Then I played and so I won best player in the division as a rookie and stuff like that. So I was a real soccer player and
Midfielder?
midfielder. And so fashion was kind of the second or third thing.
One of the toughest industries.
Yeah.
Your fallback plan.
Was I was always good at school. Like I was good at school, art, and soccer. And those were my three things.
Yeah.
Art became fashion, soccer became soccer what it is, and then school, I guess. I'm here. But I went to college for mathematics, so I have like a math degree and stuff like that. But soccer was always, and everything was like the dream. And it's crazy, through fashion, I've been able to check off like all of my fashion or all of my soccer dreams. Like
Sure.
the people that I've played with,
Yeah, you played in some huge games.
Yeah.
bro.
Ronaldinho,
Yeah.
Kaká, Drogba, Thierry Henry, Makalele, Adriano, Maicon, Pierres. You know who coached me? Arsene Wenger. Like
You've met Arsene Wenger?
he's like 6'10", by the way.
I've met almost everyone else you've said.
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger is the one guy I need to meet. As an Arsenal fan, that is like I grew up without a father. That's my dad.
So tell us about that. Unpack that.
Again, comedian and fat. I think that tells you everything.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Dude, you've played with basically every like icon card in Ultimate Team.
But
So
the thing is, though, a lot of, especially Germans, is a big thing. Like soccer fans are like, who's this guy designing our kit? He just you deeply care about this sport.
Deeply. And when I was designing, so when I started working with Puma, which was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, they really wanted me to do like fashion collabs. They look at the collaborations as like elevating in the fashion space, and it's called this whole like select part of Puma. And
They've got what, A$AP Rocky, Skepta. They did
Skepta,
the
Rihanna, and they've had Dua Lipa. I mean, over the past 5-10 years.
Send me the Skepta shoes, bro.
Yeah,
I need the big smokes, bro.
That's probably possible.
Yeah.
We can head
10.5, bro.
Yes.
we literally just met the Puma guy.
Yeah. But now I'm talking to them directly via the pod.
But yeah, so when we're in the meetings, they keep being like, what's your fashion about? And I'm like, all I want to do is soccer with you guys. I'm like, you have the craziest soccer history that people don't talk about enough, right? Puma had Pele, Maradona,
Yeah.
Cruyff, Eusebio, everybody. And so I kept being like, why is this? They basically just took like the 90s and the 2000s off. And
Yeah.
Nike just came in and got everyone.
Yeah.
But I was telling them like, okay, you just have this history that you can really play in and everything. And, the Puma Kings. And now they have Neymar and everybody. So I kept pushing. And then, so we would do a one-off cleat and collab with Hector Bellerin early on, which was amazing because he wore it in the Premiership. And I was like, oh my God, my cleats are getting worn in the Premiership. And then slowly, but then they came for the World Club Cup and they were like, do you want to design 8 of the jerseys?
Yeah.
And I
So
was
you did
like,
PSG.
no, I did.
No, PSG's Nike.
Yeah,
so.
I did
Yeah.
Palmeiras, Man City, Salzburg, Mamelodi Sundowns, Al Hilal, BVB, and is that 7? Maybe I did 7.
Yeah, but the Mamelodi Sundowns,
Yeah, that one.
people are going crazy over that one.
Well,
in
there's the best
particular.
thing was that the announcer during a game was like, and the best jersey of the tournament. And he was
Yeah.
like, you have to be a really good jersey to get the commentators to like,
Yeah.
talk
To
about
even
the
address
jersey.
it, yeah.
But I wasn't scared. Like the word, I wouldn't say scared, but I was really trying to honor, like, because soccer fans are so mean, especially if you do anything that's like out of the ordinary.
Right.
Oh my God, if you divert from tradition even the slightest.
And obviously, these are the most diverted
Yeah.
from tradition.
Yeah.
And so I was also, what people don't understand is like, there's Puma, there's the team, there's FIFA. So I had to get approved by 3 different organizations for each
Jeez.
design. So for each jersey, I probably made like 10 jerseys that like, no, sorry. Oh, this is
Whoa.
Could
getting
we
rejected.
ever just see those?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
not on camera?
We could pull them up. I mean,
Oh.
if you have a laptop.
All right.
Yes. we got to do that.
Yeah, I'll show you guys. But it was really a difficult process. And by the end, for some of the jerseys, we were like, just tell us what's allowed.
Yeah.
And like, I also designed AC Milan, and they didn't make the tournament. So I had an AC Milan jersey, which was cool.
Oh,
But what an
Do
experience.
you have samples of those? Like you have
No,
one-offs?
I didn't
Ah.
get. They didn't produce. Maybe they do but they didn't produce it. But the other cool thing was to see which fan base was like the most powerful or like the most willing to purchase and blah blah. Blah.
Sure.
And like, what do you think was the number one selling?
If I had to say, I'd
Of
probably
those.
say Palmeiras or BVB.
So Palmeiras like number one by far.
Brazilians are crazy.
Mamelodi was it took
Probably the most internationally.
yeah, and then Monterrey was huge. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned Monterrey.
Yeah, Monterrey,
Yeah.
Rayados, bro.
But Palmeiras, they were calling I was like, how'd you get my personal number? And they're like, we flew to London to try to buy it, like crazy.
They're
it's sold
nuts.
completely out. I don't even have one. I can't even get one.
Wow.
What?
Because I wanted Esteban to sign it.
Yeah.
Because we have like so when I went to Brazil at 17, I stayed with a family who was a coach for Vitória. He's now the youth president of Palmeiras. So he found and scouted Endrick Esteban.
Wow.
And so he's like the god of Palmeiras, but that's like my legit father in
Yeah,
Brazil.
yeah.
And so now I'm like super connected to
I have
Palmeiras.
0 dads. He has one in Brazil now, too. That's
Yeah,
like
Brazil.
You
dude.
really gotta get some dads, dude.
No,
What are you
gotta
doing?
Get one dad, dude. Just one.
I'm like collecting all the dads.
Can I give you some credit? Was this a choice? I'm looking at the kit you're wearing. You're
Yeah.
wearing the long sleeve Salzburg kit, which
Yeah.
is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. But it's not sublimated. There's pattern on the fabric.
Yeah.
It's stitched with pieces. You don't see kits made like this anymore.
So
they're
this-
made as one-offs, and then there's just sublimated or painted to make it look like what you did. You brought back the old school style kit.
So this is the actual old school kit. So like there's the professional one that they play in, which is also available. But then this is like the fan one, but it's based off the actual vintage jerseys.
Did you have to get that approved?
So we just kind of fought for it, but Puma was also really down. So like shout out to Puma, they did a great job for this. And when we were working on it, I was like, how big is this gonna be? Like this seems like a crazy thing. And yeah, they ended up doing like blowing it out, and like the sales were crazy. And yeah, it was I think one of the coolest things in recent years that like people have done in soccer.
This is the best
Jerseys.
thing I think Puma's done since some of the kits for like the last AFCON,
Yeah,
which were
yeah.
like crazy. But AFCON kits are like skin tight.
And I love the idea, like I'm American. It was in America.
Yeah.
It was like a really good story to tell. And we were really worried because like at first some of the jerseys leaked like on the ground, and they were like, you know, some fans were like, what is this? And now I see like the turn.
Yeah.
Like even the Mamelodi, some people were like, man, what is this? Who wants a fucking painting? And then all of a sudden it was like, wait, this is the best jersey ever. And so like that was funny to watch. BVB had some hate initially, and then all of a sudden became like a cult classic because
Are these ice cubes?
no, they're honeycombs. Because it's the drawing of a honeycomb.
Really? Oh, I see the pattern now.
Yeah. People didn't know. They were like, what is it? And so
To me, it was like, I call it the cocktail kit because it looks like
Yeah.
ice at the top.
See, so like, exactly. We had to tell the stories. There's all like why we did everything. And, but yeah, BBB was a hard one because we got denied a lot.
Yeah.
Well, this is, I mean, we were just in Germany, and as especially we go on these like Bundesliga media trips, and we're the only comedians there.
Yeah.
So we've sort of managed to find our niche, but we're like sort of welcomed by like the industry. But anytime we suggested anything a little unorthodox, they're like, oh, no, we do not do that here in
Sorry,
Dortmund.
this is Germany. This is, we have rules
Well,
here.
they have BVB has a funny thing with Puma because they did one of the jerseys that looked like the sinking ship. I don't know if you're familiar with this.
Oh, is this the one that had the building background,
but it looked like a sinking ship, and then they lost like in the last game to
Well,
the
that
thing.
was- yeah.
So everyone blamed the jersey. So I'm talking to Puma. I'm like, damn, this is gonna be because like they were like so mad at Puma. The funniest thing about that jersey is that was a fan chosen jersey.
Yeah,
So
right.
like
Yeah,
Puma didn't even really design it.
Yeah.
So like I know the designers, and they're like, we're getting roasted
Yeah,
for
this
this
ain't
team
my
that the fans picked, and then
Blame-
they're like so.
Blame the 50+1 rule.
So I was like really like, okay, we have to like try our hardest not to get completely roasted. And so we were trying to think like, if someone wins, it doesn't matter. Like if
Yeah.
you win, the jerseys are iconic.
Yeah.
And then fucking no Puma team won that.
Yeah.
And I was like so sad because I was like, oh, Man City's got a shot. Then Man City lost to Al Hilal, which
Yeah.
is both of my jerseys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we took out each other.
It's like
So-
you're watching your children
I know.
fight.
I was like, but what a crazy moment to like watch a game where you design both of the jerseys.
I mean, it
wild.
must be surreal for you.
There was another one where Esteban was wearing the Palmeiras kit and him and Messi exchanged shirts.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
there is a
remember that.
world where there's a Kid Super column jersey hanging up in Messi's house.
Right.
Which is just insane.
In
to
your
think of.
brain, he hung it up.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Messi's hanging up
Forget
in
all those other kids
Esteban's
he's ever
jersey.
exchanged. That one's hung up. Maybe there's a world where he was like, "That's a nice kid."
Yeah. And he's just like, maybe I should wear it.
Whoever designed this,
Yeah.
really good job. Which of the kids are you allowed to say? Which one's your baby? Which one did you fight for and get past?
I wouldn't say I fought for because everyone liked it, but the Monterrey one was the one that I designed, like instantly knew exactly what it was and was
Really?
like, this is gonna work. This is amazing.
That's
And
another team that's like really strict about their kits,
Yeah.
about tradition.
that one I get called text message to this day from the fans, like, you did the best jersey we've ever had, or like, this
That's
is the greatest.
beautiful
Yeah,
to
so
hear.
Have you ever
That-
been to that stadium? That's the
No,
one with
but
the big mountains in
that's
the back.
what
Yeah.
and the design is the watercolor of
Yeah.
the mountain.
Right,
so
right.
I haven't been, and yeah, I would love to go. But also, what a cool time is like randomly Sergio Ramos now plays for Monterrey. So like,
yeah.
the people that wore this kit, so it's
Yeah.
like, what a legendary group of people.
I mean, and I appreciate your appreciation for the game. I think bringing for us as comics, and we've experienced this where like there's sometimes we joke around about the game, but we're not making fun of the sport.
Yeah.
We're like trying to laugh with you. And sometimes if your team plays poorly or there's something crazy happening again, we can joke about it. But some people are like, this is my religion. We don't joke about
Even if you're
this.
joking with me, stop.
No,
doing
no,
it.
it's like no, I don't. Some people are just like, I'm not going to listen to you guys because I'm not here to laugh about this sport.
yeah.
So there has to be a lot of care to, I mean, and you probably have to deal with straight up like hate if they don't like a shirt or something like that. But you have to approach it with like, I have to show care and respect to this club that you followed for your entire life, and you're going to continue to follow. So it's I like just hearing those specifics because it's not just about people being angry on the internet. It's like it's something truly, truly important to a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I was like, I was telling Puma, I was like, dude, I'm trying so hard for each. I mean, if I showed you the amount of designs I did, and like a Kid Super design's not easy. I have to paint this. I got to draw, like, it's not just like moving logos around or like all black stuff. It was like, everything that you saw is hand painted. So it would there were moments where like I did a crazy painting and then they'd be like, yeah, no. And you're like, all right.
Really? There's
Back
10
to
hours
like,
of my life.
back to
Yeah.
like sketching something else. So, but no, it was a really cool experience and the feedback was crazy. And I think it's something that I'll always like look back at as like, I did this. This is like, and it was, no one's ever done it.
I think I mean, maybe you don't realize it or maybe you don't say it to yourself because you're like you seem like a fairly humble guy.
Besides revolutionizing
Yeah.
music and
I gave
comedy.
you that. I gave you that though. You even said I didn't think about that.
I never thought about it.
I'd have that tattooed on my lower back.
Colin pulls out a crown. And he's like, I'm gonna do this
I
rest
bring
of the
this
show with my crown.
That's
everywhere
so
I go.
cool. This
I
is
don't think you're thinking this. This feels like the beginning of your venture into the sport of soccer.
for
dude.
sure. And that's something I mean, and you guys know, but you haven't been, but I just finished the soccer field on my roof.
Yeah, I just saw the video. Yeah.
Upset we haven't been yet. But
Yeah. It was so that if you scroll down my Instagram, there's me posting renderings of a random store with a roof on it. Like, oh yeah, just waiting for like sponsors to agree to build the soccer field on the roof. And then you remember the ground did it.
Yeah, of
And I was like,
course. Yeah.
like, that's my thing.
You're like bar for bar.
Yeah,
word for
yeah.
word.
I'm like, this is my thing. And then the good thing about the ground is it's really small.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and so I was working. I mean, I probably been working on trying to put a soccer field in a KidSuper's store since I even had the dorm in college. And we finally got it. And we had to like the amount of permitting, the amount of fighting with my neighbors, the amount of sponsors that I was like not lying to, but being like, yeah, they already agreed to money. You should agree to money.
Right,
and
right.
neither had agreed to money. And
There's a bidding war.
Yeah. Or like getting the money for like the field, but it was actually to like move the AC unit.
Yeah.
Because it was the AC unit was where the field was supposed to
Right,
be. But I'm
right.
like, or I was like, yeah, the field's gonna be done in like 3 months, and like there's nothing. And so, but luckily and finally we got it and we just finished it. And like today, I think is they're like finishing the lock on the door and then it's completely done and ready. There's a fence, a netting.
I was going to ask about netting. Yeah, that's probably a big.
Over.
Yeah,
Everything's a cage. It's like I remember growing up like the Joga Bonito era,
Of course.
and that cage commercial with Eric Cantona where he drops the ball on the boat. I was like, I have my own fucking cage.
Yeah,
Bro,
dude.
and then I saw the video that you had put out. You said, "Oh, I can't wait to have something for the neighborhood kids."
Yeah.
And then you said, "I want to have the best soccer players in New York come out."
I want it to be like, damn, you play on KidSuper's roof?
yeah.
Okay.
You must be somebody.
Well, all right. That's where I want to just look as somebody who plays Sunday league, in a very intermediate division.
Sounded like you're not going to make the cut.
He played in TST.
I did play in TST.
Well, probably because of the podcast.
Yeah. Yo,
Whatever, Kid Super.
That's like me being like, yeah, I grew up playing with Ronaldinho. It's like,
Okay, well, I mean, I'll try out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Sounds like a no.
We'll see.
do you play?
Dude, you see what I look like, bro. What kind of question
You
is
don't
that?
make jackets for him,
Yeah.
bro.
Do you fit in a 2XL?
Yeah, but there's, did you play?
Yeah, I did play growing up.
okay.
Yeah, I
The
learned.
joke is that I don't play. There's like a lot of times we'll do like events and stuff where they
Yeah.
want like social content of like your first touch. So they'll throw the ball and I just stand still and let it hit me.
Okay.
And roll off, like,
But could you?
yes.
Yeah.
But
I-
the joke is that I absolutely cannot.
I learned how to play as an adult. I grew up playing.
Oh, you're probably horrendous. What are you even talking about? I'm a purist here.
I get it.
Yeah.
I swear.
It's like
can,
you're like at a pizza shop going, I do this in my apartment.
Yeah.
It's what you're doing
I
right now.
can kind of hold my own.
So
I mean,
my whole thing was always like, no, I really play soccer. Like everyone thinks, because there are a lot of fashion guys are
Yeah.
and now, soccer is getting popular. So people are like, I love this sport.
Yeah.
I like Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because that's every like
Why
new.
am I catching this?
Arsenal's the most hipster squad to support.
Okay, was a fan before Henri got there.
Yeah, then that counts. But
well, it's like they didn't have bums before Henri.
yeah. But it is always funny. Like they start liking.
Right. I mean, I like.
What are you, a United fan?
No, my dad's a United fan.
And you talking like a United fan?
I'm not a United fan. I'm not really. My mom is from Madrid, so I'm a Real Madrid fan, which is like
Okay. Kid likes parades.
Yeah. But like, I'm also an underdog supporter. So like when I'm watching, I'm always a little bit supporting the underdog team.
I'm an Everton
but
fan.
I'm a Ronaldinho stan.
Yeah. That's
which is Barca. But
I was going to say, what era do you point to the most? Because some people say Milan, some people say Barca.
No, the Milan one is just, that's not the
Okay. I mean, I'm letting
It's an amazing era.
I think
but
it's the
not-
kid, too. The kid is so iconic.
Well, the squad was iconic.
Yeah, of course.
Ronaldinho is like kind of just hanging out with like every superstar ever. That squad should have won so much, but I think they were all. There's an amazing podcast with Prince Boateng talking about Ronaldinho being there, and the joke was, or the inside joke was like, we're playing poker, but it was just they're at the club.
Yeah.
And Ronaldinho calls Prince like 1,000 times and Prince is next to his wife, and there's a club in the background. And you hear Ronaldinho be like, poker. And it's like, the wife is just like, he's clearly not playing poker. But I love the idea of like, I mean, Ronaldinho's just the best. Is my absolute idol.
I'm sure you have,
except the early Barca managers when Messi got in.
Yeah,
Everyone else would agree.
Yeah,
I think. I'm sure you have plenty of Ronaldinho stories already. We have. Did you tell him our Ronaldinho story?
From the EAFC?
No. Before that, from. From.
Have we ever said this on the podcast?
I think we have.
All right,
an exclusive.
I think it is.
So this is our Ronaldinho story.
There's, what is it, 2021, if I'm not mistaken?
2022.
2022. We get flown out to Liverpool to tour Goodison. He's an Everton fan.
So I'm
Arsenal's playing away, so they're doing a whole thing. It's like the Cooligans Day, basically.
We're doing we're filming a documentary for
of like us touring it. By the way, Highbury, same designer of Highbury designed Goodison Park.
Okay.
So I never got to go to Highbury. I was too poor until the Emirates came about when I finally started making money. So I could never go. So this was closure for me to get to see like what the inside of the stadium looks like, get that experience. Yada yada yada. We're on our way. I happen to have met one of Ronaldinho's business partners. And I messaged him and say,
we're at a gala. We
hosted a gala, and the guy's like, I work with Ronaldinho. I'm working on his app or whatever. We'd love to get you guys involved somehow. I said, we'd love to. I messaged him and I said, hey, we're gonna be in England. I know you're in England. Are you in like Liverpool or London? We can maybe meet up. And he said, what days are you gonna be there? And I tell him the days. He goes, I might have something for you. Ronaldinho's birthday party is gonna be happening in Dubai. Would you like to host it? I don't care what words come next. You have to fight a line. The answer is yes. Ronaldinho's birthday party.
House.
Right. Ronaldinho's birthday party. And I said, yo, here's the thing. What day is it? It's the day before the match.
Yeah.
So we promised Arsenal we're going to go. I'm sorry, Everton. Guess what? We're not allowed. We were supposed to interview a bunch of players. We're not allowed to talk to anybody associated with the club match day -1, which is that day.
Yeah.
So I said, there's a way this could work. The game is at night. Can you fly us? We're interviewing people the day before. Can you fly us that night to Dubai? We host the event. We fly back on the red eye. We get there before the match. They said, taken care of. We're like first class on like Emirates, the whole nine. It's me, him,
I'm getting goosebumps.
Bro, me, him, and our videographer. We're texting the videographer like, oh my God, bring your passport. He's on the phone. He's a homie, right? He lives in London. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, Dubai, we're going to a birthday party. He's like, I can't tell my wife. This is crazy. Right? We're like, everyone's going nuts. We're like, everything's ready to go. We're texting. Everything's confirmed. We're in Liverpool. We're still at that time where we have to do like COVID tests. So we're like getting him to go to the store to get COVID tests for us in case we have to get it to the flight. We're going to stuff him in our backpack. Everything is planned. Everything's perfect. 2 days before, we get a text. We're struggling finding Ronaldinho. So I was like, oh, okay.
The birthday boy?
Yeah. We're going to go, though. Like, we're still going.
We can celebrate without him there, right?
So we're getting, that text gets deleted.
Oh.
This is WhatsApp.
Oh,
so that
okay.
text gets deleted for everybody. And then I get a phone call from the guy. This is the day before we would have flown. So we're interviewing players. Hey, so Ronaldinho forgot that he booked a UNICEF event. So he's not going to make it to the birthday party. So the birthday party's off. So there's no event. So we're going to cancel the flights. There's nothing happening.
They sent us the tickets.
We have the tickets and everything. And he goes, I go, where's the UNICEF event? He goes, come on, man. And he hangs up the phone.
So that was
I was on the edge of my seat.
No, so were we.
up
man.
until the EAFC event. We had that was which was what 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah.
We had never met Ronaldinho until that moment.
I said to the photographer, I need you to do me a favor. There's like 7 photographers at the ZA event. I need you to get one photo of me making Ronaldinho laugh. It'll be just for me. It will make my life if I can make this man laugh. And I know he speaks Spanish, so I'm dropping stuff in Spanish. It's him and Sean White playing on the same team. The next table over,
I was there.
Yeah, the next seat over is Alex Morgan and our very close friend Ali Krieger. I didn't even realize that. All I was doing was hanging out behind Sean White and Ronaldinho trying to make him laugh. I make him laugh. I said to the photographer, I go, "Did you get any photos?" He's like, "Nah, man, they pulled me into another area. I don't think I got it." I'm like so pissed off. I'm like, I can't believe this didn't happen. The next day I start getting texts while I'm asleep. And I look, Ronaldinho posted a photo of me making him laugh in his feed. It's like the first photo. I'm like, oh my God, in a way, kind of full circle.
Wow. That was a roller coaster.
Yo, we were
I'm like,
this
what
close.
was the Dubai party like?
We were this close to being in Dubai.
Oh.
Even my wife was like, what's this Ronaldinho player like? And I'm like, yeah, he's a chill
Yeah,
guy.
chill.
He's a chill
he
guy.
works at UNICEF.
Yeah. He cares about the people, you know?
That's so
man.
good,
Dude.
I have a lot of stories, but I used to just Instagram like Kid Super new drop, happy birthday Ronaldinho, I can't wait till we get married. Kid Super new product, like Ronaldinho's the greatest person of all time.
Yeah.
And one kid on Instagram was like, I know Ronaldinho. And it was like, I've been posting this for like, 10 years, like, the occasional I just like draw him, post it on Instagram, do all this stuff. And so this kid's like, I know Ronaldinho, his name's Emery. And I'm like, sure you do. But obviously any little bit of, I'm like, okay, amazing. What now?
Yeah.
And so kind of a super interesting story, but like during like 2000, Ronaldinho was doing a friendly for Brazil in America. And this kid's father owns a sports store in Chicago. And Ronaldinho and the brother went to the sports store because they're like, we're in Chicago, let's go look at whatever. And Ronaldinho's brother, who's his manager, who's amazing, and the guy just kept in touch for like 20 years. Like anytime he was in Chicago, he'd come and to the sports store, they hang out. And so this kid is the son of that guy. And so he does know Ronaldinho. And so he puts me in a group chat with Ronaldinho's brother and the kid. And every time Kid Super does anything awesome, the kid sends it to the group chat. Then he's like, look at what he's doing now. Look at what he's doing.
Wow.
And so probably after like 6 months of like this group chat going, Ronaldinho's brother's like, okay, fine, I'll meet him. Like, he's like, we're in Miami right now. And I'm like, that's so funny. I'm in Miami. And I'm like, I just have something for like
running to LaGuardia.
I'm like, I just have something for like 5 hours. And so I fly to Miami and I'm sitting down at lunch with Ronaldinho's brother and the kid and everybody. And in walks Ronaldinho to this restaurant. And I'm like,
this is your first time.
First time.
Man.
And I'm like, this can't be, because also he was a little bit late. So I'm like, maybe he's not coming. Whatever, blah, blah. And so I'm
he
like,
has an aura though.
I'm like, and also I think we forget how famous he is.
Yeah.
Because he was on the face of everything ever.
Yeah.
FIFA cover. He represented all of Brazil.
Right.
He represented all of soccer. Joga Bonito, Nike.
Fair to say he's the biggest name in soccer after Maradona.
At the time,
At the time,
for sure.
he was like the next one was like the biggest name everybody knew.
So everyone in the restaurant obviously knows. We know, blah, blah. And so I'm freaking out. We're talking, and I speak Portuguese okay because I spent the year there playing. And so I'm there, da, da, da. And then all of a sudden they're like, so what do you want? And I was like,
this.
well, this is pretty awesome.
It's happening.
This seems like enough.
Yeah.
But I was like, but if I could dream crazy, it would be amazing if he walked my fashion show. In Paris, he played for PSG.
Yeah, of course.
He's I think like the most fashion icon soccer
He
player.
personifies Paris.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's not
so
even Parisian.
they're like, in Portuguese, they're like, top, which is just like awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, awesome.
Is that a handshake?
Is top yes?
Yeah. And so anyways, we leave the meeting and like lunch, and they're like, yeah, keep texting me, or like I keep texting them like, so are you coming? You're coming, and blah, blah, blah. And like end up happening. And so I remember.
Was it the same week as his fucking birthday party in Dubai by any chance?
Well, that was
Definitely
the
was.
funny thing because I remember being like talking to the booking agent for flights and stuff, and they're like, just don't book anything in the morning. I was like, flights at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
But he ends up coming, and I'm so nervous, right? And his brother and him and his like day-to-day best friend Alvin are like amazing dudes, and they know how much I love soccer. But when he comes for the fitting, I bring a soccer ball, and I'm like, I'm gonna juggle in front of Ronaldinho, blah, blah, blah. And there's a video, and I'm like, everyone film fucking everything.
Yeah.
And so there's a
17
I'm like,
videographers.
everyone comment. And he comes, just him and a friend. We start playing, and he's like, he's got a better touch than pros.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I need new pants.
yeah. And he's like, well, you ever want to play with me on these celebrity games? And that's how the whole thing starts, because I brought the ball. And then he's like, well, we have a celebrity game in Miami next week. And I'm like, I'll be wherever, whenever. And so play with him in Miami, play with him in Colombia, play with him.
Brother.
So, unbelievable.
Good for you.
And I was like,
I'm so
proud. And like I'm obsessed with Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
And so now, you know, when they're like, it was very funny because if you look at any interview or anything, they're like, who's your style icon, all the fashion, who do you want to meet? It would always be Ronaldinho. And now I'm like, wow, what are
you gonna do now?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Who's number 2?
there's like, it's no one.
Yeah,
No
you
one's
didn't-
even close.
You never even made
I never
room.
even thought about it
Yeah.
because I was like, this Ronaldinho thing. And like to have him participate in a Kid Super event, have him walk, just crazy.
All right.
What do you think about the style of soccer players now? Because I used to think of like professional football, especially in Europe.
Yeah.
And I thought they dressed so corny. They would wear like, no disrespect
Yeah.
of your friends, anything with
No,
D
no, no.
squared. I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's amazing.
so embarrassing.
Well, you remember, you know, Mario Balotelli walked my last show.
Yeah, he's I was about to name a lot of bedazzling, a
He
lot
was
of
an
capri pants.
iconic fashion icon back in the day when he was first coming out. But I know Hector Bellerin really well, and he was like kind of the first person to really be like, I care about fashion.
But he was
about
like modern fashion, not just I'm rich and I can buy.
Right, no,
expensive
but
clothes.
he's like looking at it, caring about what he wears when he walks through, and he was getting so much hate.
Yeah.
And now it's completely changed, and
He's the icon.
He's the icon, but like now every player kind of cares a little bit.
Sure.
And they're trying to be.
You got to drop a fit pic.
What is it?
Yeah.
The Clairefontaine when the French players get to the
Yeah,
national,
they're
it is
all-
a
yeah.
fashion walk,
Yeah.
bro.
Jules Conde is like the.
He's
yeah.
incredible.
And so he's actually like, because he came to the KidSuper's store and like all he wanted to talk about was fashion. And I was like, who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
I was like, how's it playing for Barcelona? Like, how good is Lamine Yamal?
Yeah.
And he's like, that good.
We'll meet players from Europe, and I'm like, I got to hang out with Thierry Henry,
Yeah.
and all I want to do, I was at, I can't say that part of the story. I'll tell you that off the record. But I was hanging out with Thierry Henry at one point. And I'm like, remember that free kick against Chelsea? And he's done this a million times. He's like, what's it like being on stage when someone
Dude, they
heckles?
ask
I'm like,
us about
I'm like,
comedy all the
I'm like,
time.
who cares about that?
Yeah.
I don't care about
Well, I
it.
have people like Thierry be like, wow, I can never do what you do. I'm like, what you've done is way harder.
Have you seen when you have a statue?
No, it's funny when they're talking about fashion as well.
Or they
I'm
want
like,
to talk NBA or
Yeah.
NFL. I'm like, I don't care about the Giants right now, dog.
Yeah, no, that is a funny moment where you're like, who cares at
Yeah.
all about what I'm doing? You are the gods.
Exactly.
So,
When are you going to make a Knicks jersey, bro?
so we're kind of with, I mean, this might hurt, but we work with the Nets. No, but also Kid kind of is now pretty solidified.
Oh, yeah, he's the...
with the Knicks, so I'm trying to solidify with the Nets. So
All right, that's fair.
And then we can be really,
beef.
yeah, we can beef. Me and Ronnie can beef.
All
on
right,
fashion.
so Ronaldinho played for Barca. Their
Yeah.
biggest rival
is
is Real Madrid.
yeah, and I'm a Real Madrid fan.
Right.
But you
Who
remember
is-
when they
Hold on.
clapped?
Yeah, that's true.
That's just I was there the whole time. I was
He's like, see, I told you guys.
Yeah.
Who's KidSuper's Real Madrid or who's KidSuper's Barcelona?
in
fashion.
brand, I was like KidSuper's Real Madrid's Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Real Madrid. Who's my like competitor?
Yeah. What's the fashion
biggest
super
rival.
classico?
The Kithico.
Yeah, the
El Kithico. Great name for this the game upstairs.
Who do I don't have too much. I mean, fashion beef is hilarious.
But not beef, but like you guys compete.
Yeah.
You know, you play in the same.
Like respectful beef.
Right.
Your streetwear is
respectful.
different.
Yeah.
I don't see you competing with an MA.
Yeah. I wouldn't say my exact competition. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one because also the thing that's a little bit funny about fashion is like we really don't know each other.
Yeah.
Like the cool thing about soccer is like you get up and you play and you meet and you like, you know, and then you play in the national team.
You guys
together.
don't exchange shirts in
Like,
fashion?
yeah, like I've met Ronnie once,
Yeah.
right? And we had lunch together and it was super cool. But like he was like, who are you? And I was like, who are you? You know, we
Yeah.
don't really know each other. So that's like a little bit kind of funny of like, also everyone lives super far. Like, you know, a lot of people are based in LA or their brands are European and stuff like that. So like,
So at Fashion Week, y'all don't ever get together?
we try.
Yeah?
Like there's people trying to do it, but not really.
Really?
It's like I think there's like probably more beef than there is like camaraderie.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
Which is like kind of weird because you're like, this is so
Yeah, like-
unserious.
Yeah.
But like people are like more like, it's not that we're beefing, but it's more
But they're
like
those put a fifth button.
Yeah.
I'm the fifth button. Everybody knows
cannot
that.
believe that was my.
How long is the cuff?
Yeah.
Nah, yo, this war.
It's interesting because even in comedy, there's like at least like cliques, right? And the
Well,
cliques will
the
kind
thing
of.
that's because I hung out with Schulz a couple times, and I remember I didn't know everyone, and I remember being like, "Oh, you guys are kind of funny." They're like, "We're professional stand-up comedians," and I was like,
kind
"All
of
right,
what we do.
You're not that funny." You know, like, I haven't laughed that much, but I didn't realize that like they kind of comedians only hang out with comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
which like.
who else lives our lives?
Yeah, but like fashion people, I hang out with zero.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it's kind of a different world. Like my friends are 0% into fashion. And so that I was really, because I guess maybe I assumed that comedy was so competitive that you wouldn't want to be around your friends because like you'd be stealing each other's jokes or like kind of grow to have similar styles.
That can happen.
That
That's
can
a good part.
happen.
But the first part couldn't be further
No,
from the
you-
But
truth.
like, okay, you were just talking about like the shirt being ripped, blah, blah. Now I could on stage, like, I got this vet friend, and then it's like, wait, that's my material.
But the community would
we
scold you.
self-police. We
Yeah.
self-police.
It would be like-
But like, that's what I just assumed. Like, you guys live the same lives, which is like, or similar lives. You're getting similar inspiration for jokes. Maybe you don't want to live similar lives, so you can get. But
I get it. No,
Yeah, I
yeah.
get
I
it.
don't know. I could see why you would
Yeah,
assume that, but
yeah.
it's furthest from the truth. Maybe we'd all be better if we stopped being such
Yeah.
good friends.
but
Maybe.
I was really surprised how much comedians are friends with comedians.
No one else understands us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like my wife, who's a nurse,
Yeah.
she has all her friends are now comics because I've been in this world
Right.
since 2009. So she's friends with female comics, some of the biggest names in the world. And she's like, no one else would understand. If I wasn't married to a comedian, I couldn't be your friend.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't understand the way you think, the way you talk to people, because we have no filters. You know what I mean?
Right.
We say what comes to our mind.
Well, also, I've hung out a couple times where you guys are like kind of like one-upping each other
Yeah.
and jokes, or like everyone wants to have like the but
yeah.
and you're like, all right, guys, and like, oh, good tag, and I'm like, what the hell's that?
yeah.
That's a nice bit. I'm
You
like,
got him in your shirts, though.
Yeah.
You know about tags.
No,
though.
but
Let's go.
now I don't know if you know this, but we do monthly comedy shows at the KidSuper's.
Well, we were
Yeah.
going to bring it up. But
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to swing by and check one
Yeah,
out.
you could. You should come and like. I think what's been fun is every time they get on stage, we give them some KidSuper, and we
Nice.
kind of give them like outlandish KidSuper stuff.
Yeah.
So they spend the first minute kind of being like, "What am I wearing?"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like
I think
that.
I saw Sam Morril, and
Yeah.
I'm like, the person who would least
Yeah,
be dressed in
but-
super.
Then he got into it,
Yeah.
and then he was looking and like, "Oh, I look pretty good."
Yeah.
And like so,
He
it's
dresses like a substitute teacher at like a very poor public school.
yeah, and I think that's his like a whole life.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole personality.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed a ton meeting and hanging out because I was always like the funny guy in growing up,
Right.
and like
Well, you can't do it all, Colin.
no, I wasn't
yeah.
saying no, I wasn't saying I was doing, but like so I always loved comedy and was always fucking around, especially in the fashion world, which like people take quite seriously, and so we were always like, damn, how can we get into this? And it was cool that again, like this fashion world has kind of checked off a lot of my like loves outside of fashion. Being able to like do a comedy show, being able to do the soccer stuff, being able to do the film stuff because we have to do short films and stuff like that. So
what's left? What's left for Colin?
Shout out to fashion. Yeah, I mean, I think building on all the foundations that I've done. So like, what's the next step of a fashion or a comedy show? Do I do like a little festival? Do I do a festival that combines fashion, art, comedy is something that and music is something that I've always dreamt of doing. So yeah, I think it's like all the stuff that I've touched, building on it. But I think people think or see Kid Super as like, oh, like now he's trying this or trying this. But if you like scroll back my Instagram, like I threw a comedy show 10 years ago at our first Kid Super building.
Yeah.
Like I tried, I mean, the soccer thing, obviously I've been doing forever, but like all the things that I'm doing now, I tried, just no one was paying attention.
Yeah, fashion opened the door for you to do all the other things you're passionate about. And everyone assumes you're just a fashion guy.
Yeah.
You get to shut up and dribble. What is it? Shut up and design?
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, I think no one loves like a half-asser,
Yeah.
I think. And I don't either. And when I hear people like, I'm multi-hyphenate, I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Colin, you're multi-hyphenate. I'm like, I would never say it out loud though.
Yeah.
But I try really hard in all of the respective fields. And so I think now it's cool to see them hit the level that they've hit.
It's
awesome.
it's fantastic. I want to mention this because we're excited to be doing this. We're going to be hosting the Times Square Cup with BVB. So I think a lot of people are going to see these shirts out there. So the Times Square Cup is they partner with Street Soccer USA, and they build a pitch right in the middle of Times Square. We did it 2 years ago.
Yeah, we did it 2 years ago.
They've done it the last couple of years. I don't know if you're playing in it. It's a
I heard it's October 11th.
I heard it's October 11th.
So yeah, if I'm in town, I'm playing.
Okay. And I've seen you play.
By the way, Ronaldinho requested you be there.
Yeah. If Ronaldinho's there, we'll both be there.
No, but it's an exciting thing. I mean, for us, I mean, we do like commentary on a lot of these games and stuff like that. So like what I said earlier about just merging all these different passions, the fact that we not only can do comedy within the confines of soccer, but the fact that we've been like welcome, and BVB has been nothing but kind and welcoming. So even
all of Bundesliga is really cool.
Yeah, it's funny because
which is shocking because you think of Bundesliga as like no jokes at all.
No, right. they look at us and go like, when are they going to stop? They do invite us back.
And that's the awesome thing. And when like we went for the first time to Germany in 2018, and even then, like it's sort of a risk for them to like stick their neck out and be like, hey, we think these guys offer something to the German game. Like it's just not even a thing I would thought about.
Who knew Germans might be like kind of cool?
They might be pretty cool
if you get to know them.
I did Germany's Next Top Model.
Did you really?
And I was on it with Heidi Klum.
Get out of here!
And I was like a special guest. And yeah, so I flew to Germany, and like that was a crazy production. And supposedly Germany's Next Top Model is like huge there.
Really?
So like yeah, it was a crazy.
They've got beautiful models. I mean, we all know them.
But I was like, am I supposed to pick? Which is the
You're cool. That's I feel like what you would say.
Yeah.
We have a segment on the show. This is the way we end. I know you're. We don't want to take too much of your time. It's a little something called pro rel.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna say a statement. Pro if you agree. Rel if you disagree.
Oh, okay. Like
So it's
relegation.
Yeah. So it's gonna put
Promotion.
you on the spot.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
No pressure.
Do you have the first one? If not, I can go first.
I'll have the first one.
Okay.
Here we go. Colin, pro or rel? Joga Bonito. The Joga Bonito campaign is the best in football history.
More than pro. I'm like, I would almost get Joga Bonito tatted on my chest. I'm like the biggest fan, and I don't understand why they stopped it or why they haven't pushed it. And now they're trying. I'm like,
they're retroing everything.
I know now they at least bring back Joga Bonito.
Yeah.
But who's the Joga Bonito? I mean, you got to give it to like, who's their Nike?
Vinny.
But like, he needs to.
Dembele.
I mean,
What Dembele is?
Osman,
so the
isn't
thing
he?
that I think that Nike should do, and you heard it here first. So I know Vinny personally. He's the best dancer ever.
Okay.
Unbelievable dancer. And so why have they not done a dancing commercial where it goes from the field to him on like a dance thing
Yeah.
and call it yoga or bring something around dance.
Or he scores a goal, he goes to celebrate, and instead of the corner, it becomes
like
a
this
nightclub.
amazing salsa.
Wait, but
club or
Joga
whatever.
Bonito was only for the Brazilian players. That's why when you say that, right? It was never anybody not Brazilian.
No, I
right?
think it was other than because the Joga Bonito commercial were there in the
in the airport.
Yeah, in the airport. That's not
that was-
Brazilian.
That was all the Brazilian national team. There wasn't any player that was not Brazilian.
No.
Part of the campaign. Am I wrong?
I think the Joga Bonito got to a point where it was everybody.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
everyone.
okay.
Anyone,
But the best
anyone
was-
who's techie.
Well,
Because
Cantona was
the
a part
face
of it. Yeah, Cantona was the face.
But
Yeah,
then
okay.
there's because there you remember the clip where it's Zlatan juggling against Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then
okay.
like they do that thing. But I love the cameras in the locker room.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And it like
Yeah.
felt like you were finding these home videos of like what they do in the line and the skill. I mean, what's more than pro?
But
Win
that
the
is it.
league. Win
That's
the
it.
league.
Yeah.
Joga Bonito's the best thing ever.
You're like, shut it down. We don't
Yeah.
need Pharrell anymore. Close league,
Yeah.
single entity. All right. New York Fashion Week is dead.
Rel.
Okay.
Not dead.
A lot of
Not
people are
dead.
saying it might be. Apparently, a lot of American designers skipped New
Yeah,
York Fashion
but
Week.
this is the thing. Who are American designers?
You.
Yeah, I know.
You were there, though.
So I did it. I did a really cool one.
yeah, you caused traffic for me,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. I did one where I picked 5 young designers. I gave them a runway show. I put it on for them. We invited
It was
everyone.
outside where the courts are.
It was at Brooklyn Borough Hall.
on
Oh, yeah,
court,
yeah, yeah.
And it was with the Brooklyn Borough president. Shout out to Antonio Reynosa. And it was this amazing thing. I think when people say New York Fashion Week, which also it's like hilarious because who knows what's dead or alive in terms of fashion, but it's really just about the brands that do it. So like you just need wealthy American brands to start participating in New York Fashion Week. The real issue is like, what's a wealthy American brand? Paris, the reason it's successful is they have Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, Hermes, Dior, all of those. And
Yeah.
those brands are powerful and very rich, so they invest in it. But it doesn't matter the city, it just matters the brand. But I think New York Fashion Week should analyze or be honest with themselves and be like, okay, maybe we don't have the big brands, but we can do something else where we support the young brands and bring a lot of energy and press to that. And that's kind of what I was doing. But the reason I went to Paris is I did something in New York and it got no reviews, no anything, no support. And then I went to Paris and I got all the reviews and all the support. And Paris, which you think is like closed-minded, was actually incredibly open-minded to new designers. And in New York, I was seen as like this streetwear soccer kid. And then when I went to Paris, they're like, the designer that is Colin Deland. And I was like, this is the first time anyone's called me a designer ever. You know what I mean? And so I went to Paris, got the respect, I guess, and then came back to New York. And then everybody's like, now we respect you. But New York should be the first person to talk about the young talent.
Yeah, for sure.
But the problem with New York and America in general is they're like a little bit hesitant to like support the wrong person and they have to hit the certain things to blah, blah, blah. Paris just saw me as a designer. They didn't even care that I didn't go to fashion school or whatever. So
Yeah. I mean,
Shout out.
the same thing happens in comedy.
Yeah.
Comedians get big in England and then they come back here and now all of a sudden like they get all the respect that they should have had when they were here.
not dead, but should be honest with themselves. New York Fashion.
I
Week.
love it. All right.
Pro, but thinking about it.
Yeah. Or like, maybe they are a relegation team.
Yeah.
They just gotta focus on
Struggled to pro. Yeah.
Maybe they just gotta be a good championship team.
All right. Pro Rel, Ronaldinho has been more impactful to how soccer is actually played over Messi and Ronaldo.
Oh. I'm a pro. I think so. But you put Messi and Ronaldo. There's like 2 humongous person versus one person. But how you play, the style of play, I would say Ronaldinho. The problem with Messi is you just can't play like Messi.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a really hard thing to copy.
Sure.
Cristiano Ronaldo, I do think had a lot of influence in like, okay, I'm going to focus on my body. I'm going to focus on health, which like maybe was quite impactful. Ronaldinho was like maybe brought more people to play. But also, I mean, like when I was growing up, I wasn't like, I'm not the tallest guy, so I couldn't be like or a physical guy, so I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. That was like always out. Messi's just like, you don't really know how he's doing it. So me, I was just doing step overs every fucking play like Ronaldinho. So I'm the biggest Ronaldinho person. But I mean, in all honesty, I don't know. That's a hard one because like Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought you were gonna say who like brought more joy, but I was at the World Cup final where Messi won. I was in Qatar.
Heavy flex.
Unbelievable. The flex is even crazier because Louis Vuitton sent me. So
it's ridiculous.
And the best thing about it, they're like, I was like, yeah, I can only go if my father comes. And they're like, no problem. And so me and my dad had Louis Vuitton suites that were the biggest hotels ever.
Insane.
When we walked in, Louis Vuitton duffel bags for all of us, both of us. When we leave, I'm like, Dad, did you get the duffel bag? He's like, that was for free. And I was like, yeah. And so it was so funny. Our suites were so big and next to each other. Me and my dad just slept in one because we were like, well, we were gonna hang out alone.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, all right, I'll sleep on this bed, you sleep on that bed, but it was in one suite. So yeah, unbelievable. But
I couldn't replicate any of that, not from the dad part
Yeah.
as well. But Louis Vuitton's not inviting me anywhere. I'm not going to no finals.
This whole thing is
You
about
went
your
to
dad.
this whole podcast from day
God,
one.
I'm sorry to keep rubbing it in.
No, it's okay. Well, your fourth dad.
Alexis would be like, Louis Vuitton, you gotta. I'm only going if you invite my dad, but you gotta find him
You gotta
first.
find him, Louis. Yo, Louis, you know him?
gotta take-
That's actually hilarious.
Actually, Louis Vuitton, can you invite Collins, Dad?
But with the last 10 minutes of that game, 80% of the Argentinian fans didn't watch. They just looked and cried.
Yeah.
Because they were like, if we lose this game. So the
I've-
Messi's pretty meaningful.
Yeah. In fact, Nico Cantor's dad, Andres Cantor, his goal call,
Yeah.
or is the champion, the call is iconic. He's crying
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's Argentinian and our Messi just won a goal. Okay, Pro Rel.
I want,
La-
you know, it'd be-
last one.
Yeah, this is
Okay, last one.
or you
Okay,
could go, I'll be faster with my
No,
answers.
no.
it's okay.
Wait, this will be the last one. Go over it.
Pro Rel. There are no American fashion houses that can compete with the luxury and quality of European fashion houses.
There's not, I mean, I don't.
Pro, if you agree?
Oh, yeah. Pro, I agree. I don't even know. It's not that they don't compete. It's like what works. Like,
There's no fashion houses in America are just about profit.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, I don't think the fan base, like, who would be an American, like Marc Jacobs would be an American fashion. But
Is that even of the
he's-
quality of the ilk of like a Gucci or
but
like
I
a
think it's
Givenchy?
also just how they present it. So LVMH owns Marc Jacobs.
Yeah.
But I think American brands are like they're not even trying to be that.
Well,
They're
why?
trying because I think the consumer base wants like
fast fashion.
faster fashion.
Okay.
Like yeah, because I don't know if you'd call it fast fashion.
The way you
But-
hesitate on that one?
yeah. But I just think it was funny because I was
But
talking.
Chrome Hearts would argue
Oh
that.
yeah, Chrome Hearts is a specific.
I'm not a fan of the brand, to be honest with you. I don't like the look of it,
Yeah.
but I'm a fan of what they hold themselves to.
Yeah, and I think that's where like an American brand can win is like we do what we do. This is what we do. We're not like trying to be anything else. And I think that's where Chrome Hearts is winning. They're like we like biker metal shit, and that's what we do. And you can get with it or get away from it, and then it works. I mean, there's a couple. I guess like The Row, which is started by the Mary Kate and Ashley twins, which people like. But I was talking to one of the people at LV, and I was like, why don't you guys why do you keep buying these like heritage brands when you could just like make one, right? And they're like, it's so hard to come up with like that is like this old feels powerful or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why would you buy like some random blah, blah? And they're like, well, with that story we can build. So I think it's
there's
like
nostalgia attached to it.
and I think it's just hard for them, hard to like create this luxury from nothing.
Yeah.
So
I think it's, for me, the frustrating part is like there's a lot of stuff that's priced at quality,
yeah.
but it doesn't have the feel of
Yeah, it's
what something
I also think it's
from
fun.
a fashion house.
My
You know what I
thing-
mean when I say fashion house? Like an iconic.
My thing with the fashion stuff that's always funny, they're like, this jacket will last you 200 years. It's like, who wants that?
Yeah.
I live for 80.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I'm probably not going to wear it after
Yeah,
10
I was
or
like-
whatever. Yeah.
so I actually was trying to figure out how I can make a jacket or t-shirt that lasts one day. And you can actually only wear it because a lot of musicians and are
Self-destructs?
or just like dissolves or something. It has to be natural or however I do it.
You can go on a date and then when you're ready to hit the bedroom,
But like there's so many people that wear Kid Super that are like musicians or whatever that will only wear the outfit once.
Yeah.
Because they can't be seen twice or whatever. And it's like a show statement. It's like, I wore that at the last show. I'm not going to wear it at this show. And so I'm like, I want it to just last one day. And then it dissolves in something beautiful or something.
What is the standard? 10 washes? What's your whole thing?
Yeah. No, I don't even.
My sister went to FIT, so she was telling me in my ear, she's like, it's got to last 10 washes.
Oh.
That's to be of this quality.
Yeah, but I just think like there's very few things that don't last 10 washes.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand.
10 washes is really little. But I want it to last one wash and then you just wear it once. And like, because most people are buying fashion not because they want it to last or whatever. They're buying it because it's a new stand or it's a new jersey or it's a new everything. So like,
but there are some things that are timeless. Will Kid Super ever be that? Will Kid Super be the next Givenchy, the next Goyard?
I don't know if it's like the high level. I don't know if that's like the goal. That's like a really different business. It's like it's also a business. All those brands are built on like luggage, accessories that are the clothes is just marketing.
Leather seems to be like a big.
So like the leather goods aspect of most of the like luxury companies is what's like funds everything. So like you just have to have like the bag.
Yeah.
So
what about Kid Super Porsche duffels?
Yeah, that's what you need. And I think maybe as I mature and get older and like that's a thing that I always find funny. It's like, how do you start a luxury brand when you're poor?
Yeah.
Like I remember being 14.
You don't even know who to sell to.
I remember being 14, 15 and being like, who the would buy a $300 t-shirt? How do you like, today I'm going to start my luxury brand. My friend has, doesn't have enough money to split this bodega sandwich over there, but I need him to buy my $1,000 suede jacket. So that's why I think there's sometimes people get like criticized for like, it's a streetwear cheap brand, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that's the only people I knew.
Yeah.
And now you can progress. So like maybe when I'm 80 and I'm hanging out with like exclusively Ronaldinho, I can now do more luxury or expensive stuff. So I think that's where my price point is based around how much money I have.
Do you have another one?
No.
I just want to quickly, the maturing of streetwear. Are you a fan of this?
Like Kith, basically, or
like
ALD.
Yeah, but like it went from like big labels on sweats to now it's like loafers.
Yeah, I think that's because all the guys that are behind the realm are now hitting 40, 50 years old.
And now they got money.
And they have money and they're like, well, I kind of want to dress like a little bit more
George
mature.
Costanza.
Yeah. And so now that's what's happening to those brands. And I think also the streetwear fan that was 20 is now 40. And they're like, I don't want to wear the like over. So like, that's where these new brands that like kind of look like Ralph Lauren, but are considered streetwear brands. But that's because the owners and the people behind it are now Ralph Lauren age.
Yeah.
So they're like, and it's really hard to like, I think that's how you can stay relevant because it's really hard to be a 50-year-old dude trying to make what like 18-year-olds want.
Yeah, for sure.
So instead of trying to do that, they're like now just being like, this is what I want. And now the 18-year-olds are actually like, oh, that's cool. So now you see like 18-year-old kids wearing loafers and stuff like that. And the fashion's changed. But a huge thing about streetwear and fashion is like knowing when you're not knowing. Like you have to be like, okay, I don't get what's cool now. I've hired my young kid to come help. And like the brands that have succeeded are able to either change the style, go with the style, or be like, I don't know, but he knows.
Yeah.
And so,
well, they're all thrifting. What are you going to do?
Yeah. That's another thing. A lot of these brands now are just like all of those brands that you like or mention have like departments that all they do is go buy clothes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we like this vintage jersey, put a Kid Super logo on it. And now it's a new product. But
for the record, I didn't say I like those brands.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
true.
I've got some beef.
Yeah. We've got beef. No, but I also think the thing that's interesting with fashion is it's as much an art form as it a business. And like that's a cool art form to be around where it's like, you have to be very, very business minded to succeed. and like being like, oh, I'm such an artist doesn't always help.
Yeah.
So,
So
a lot
interesting.
a lot of young kids are like, I'm an artist. And it's like, okay, make a fucking beanie with your logo on it. They're like, no, it needs to be this like crazy thing. And you're like, look around, man.
Yeah.
Nobody's wearing these like avant-garde pieces.
Well, you know the dude from Loverboy.
yeah.
So I met him and we were in Italy and we were talking and he was like, I've designed some of the coolest, wildest shit. We are known for a fucking beanie with cat ears on it. And he's like, I literally have poured my heart and soul into some of these items. And that thing is what everybody knows us for.
Exactly. And he's lucky to have that. Not everyone gets that product. And he could have been like, not, if he didn't have that hat, it would be kind of like, I make clothes for fun.
Yeah.
It's not a business, right? And then you need those. And like even KidSuper, like I wouldn't say we have that it product yet. And so now I was more.
You have things you're known for, though.
I have things I'm known for.
When I think of KidSuper, I think of faces.
Perfect. And it's really.
Is that okay?
Perfect. And
Okay.
it's funny because sometimes in my group chat, they're like, oh, Colin, what are you going to do? Throw a face on it? And I'm like, it's kind of cool though. Now, like if you see a face on something, it's me.
Yeah.
And
The
like
KidSuper.
it's a KidSuper thing.
Yeah.
So that's like something that repetition's super important too. Like if you want something to be iconic, you got to do it 1,000 times. But yeah, now we need our beanie with the cat ears. Shout out Charles Jeffries.
All right. Shout out Charles, man. He's great. Met in a pool of all places.
KidSuper, column. Is it Delane or Delan? How's you probably
Column Deland.
Delan. Okay, let's go. So
What
You
is that
almost made
background?
me
What is it? Dutch?
Forget. I was like, is it?
Is it Dutch? Is it French?
No,
What are you?
my dad's Irish
Okay.
and my mom's from Spain.
amazing.
How the hell did you end up with Colin?
You speak Spanish too or no?
Yeah, my middle name's Federico.
Oh,
Let's go.
there you go.
I just
Sprinkle
looked
in
up
a
if
little
you're
sazon.
Spanish. I just looked up if you're Spanish, you're considered Hispanic. Just want to end that here.
You also get citizenship. Did you know that?
I have an Irish passport already. but-
Okay. Oh.
So if you have a European, it's
You're
already
Eurozone. Yeah, you good.
So
Wifey's trying to
but
get Italian right now.
I need to get. I think the Spanish would be cool to get. So maybe I'll try to get it.
Incredible, man.
Multiple dads, multiple passports. This kid's got it all.
Hey, if you're looking out there to adopt a guy, he's been very adamant about looking for a father.
I'm going to be very judgmental about your food, by the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
only apply if you
Just
can.
reminding everybody, October 11th, we're going to be hosting the Times Square Cup. Yeah.
I will be playing if I'm here.
Yeah,
If he's in town, he will
it
be
is
there.
in time, right in Times Square, right by the tickets booth.
can't miss it.
You can't miss it. It's free and it's open to the public. So come.
Shout out our sponsors.
Let's go. But Colin, this has been super cool, man. And I know we can go on for hours and hours in so many stories. Hopefully, we can connect. I would love to play on that.
You
pitch
gotta
and
come to
someday.
the roof.
Gotta
You
come
gotta
to the
come
roof.
to the
Can
Can we film him trying to show you he's good at football so he can
know
play?
what?
Both of you. I need to see you as well.
Yeah, no
We're
one
gonna
will ever see it, bro.
I usually do this with guests after I do post show keepy up.
Yeah.
I juggle 2-touch with
Yeah.
guests. So if you have some time, we'll do that right afterwards.
We take that as a yes here.
But it's an absolute honor, man. Seriously, I don't, I'm not exaggerating when I say you are like the embodiment of a lot of things that not only that we do, but that we really care about. So it's great to see. Not only and I just love the fact that we know so many of the same people.
Yeah.
And
Local boy, come good, bro.
yeah. So that's not by accident.
Thanks for changing music and comedy, dude.
And he's
Thank you
changing-
guys. I appreciate it.
Everybody, go buy some KidSuper
Yeah,
stuff,
buy some
man.
hats. Man. Buy some
Anything
beanies.
with a face on.
Yeah, buy anything with a face on it. Thank you guys. This was a blast. And honestly, you told some things about me that I didn't think about until now, and I'll change my bio.
Let's go. Let's do it.